I'm the master of the buy. With my wisdom and experience, I'm setting the pace, turning yard sale, junk into gold and in the rain.
Oh, dear God, save me.
I like the fact that before the intro is done, YouTube announces to my email that I'm live.
I didn't even get an announcement.
That's winning, right?
YouTube's notification system sucks. It always has. You'll be live for like an hour before I get the first notification that you're live.
So I hope everybody's doing well. When the first person I see up there is Craig Landshark Picker, it's going to be a terrible show. It's all Craig's fault.
First one I saw was lag. So.
Let's see. Glenn, what's up? Good morning. Man, Tom ain't here. The hell with Tom. Southern Bronx, good morning. What up, Ron, Phil? Flip it good, Mark. Miss Rennie. Do we even say hello to Lag? Hey, good morning, Hank. Everybody else is late. Man, it is. Hey, Jen, good morning. It's hard. It's hard to come up with topics this time of year when there's really nothing going on. Nothing. Other than sales. Hopefully everybody's sales are warming up as the weather warms up. Well, except for Steve, he's probably still cold up there.
It was decent yesterday and the day before. But
what is decent? It was 75 here. I call that decent. Well,
yesterday was 47, I think, and the day before was in the 60s.
47 is not decent. Todd, tell him.
There was kids at the basketball court down the road in shorts.
It's cold.
No, not here. It ain't. It's a nice spring day here.
Steve,
57 going to a high of 86.
Steve.
Don't you blaspheme in here! Don't you blaspheme in here!
Hey Siri.
47 is decent.
What's today's high temperature?
The high temperature will be 43 degrees Fahrenheit today.
Jeez. My Siri on the other side of the room said 74. Winning.
43.
That's balmy, man.
We're going to be 43 degrees warmer than your 43 degrees.
Yeah, but
that's
I don't. Yeah, that's too warm.
Yeah, I don't even have any good stories or anything. Okay, so I do have one story. So this happens. I can't be the only one that's crazy shit happens to. So I thrift a lot more than I used to, right? And so yesterday, the last thing I shipped was a Brother printer. I had picked this printer up. I don't know where I bought it. It was still in this box. It's a 2390 DW. It's one of the big ones, the duplex big ones. It's not one you see every now and then. It's in the back of the van. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to the last thrift store, and then I head over to FedEx because FedEx was $13 cheaper than everybody else, which is insane. And so I go through the electronics aisle. On the bottom shelf in its box, another 2390 DW. It is so strange that the exact same printer that I've got out in the van, shipped, ready to go, is sitting in the store. That is, it's not a printer that you find every day. They haven't made it in several years. It's not like you're finding the latest. It is the exact model. And so when I leave that thrift store, I'm like, my biggest problem now is to make sure I ship the one that's got a freaking label on
it. Well, no, yeah, you could just use the same listing and all that stuff. You have to take different pictures, I'm guessing. But you're on eBay with that, right?
So the biggest difference is if you do printers, which most people won't because they're so freaking heavy. This one only 37 pounds if you're playing a home game. It costs $41 a ship. So for all y'all who think you're gonna run out and buy printers, good luck with that.
I'll tell you what, I quit doing printers.
You can pull out a scan sheet. A status page, and it'll tell you how many. The less pages they printed, the better they are. So
The problem with me in my area is if a printer ends up at a thrift store, there's a real good reason why it's there. So I
So,
quit buying them. At yard sales, it's a different story, but I won't buy it for thrift stores
so
anymore.
here at the thrift stores, it's just like this one is a big printer. You know, if you've seen the latest, you can get smaller laser printers now are very popular. You see them a lot during Black Fridays now for low 80s. And Walmart had a Canon one last year for like $50 at one point.
Wow.
And so people, this printer is huge. I mean, it is huge. And the box that it was in was 20 22 by 22 by like 18. It's a big box.
Hmm.
So, you know, a lot of people just want that printer gone. Stick with Sony. I bought a couple Sony items yesterday. Sony camcorder and micro cassette recorder. I hope it works. I haven't tested it yet. Yeah, most people, JT, don't realize that thing, those big duplex printers. So Bear, 100% correct. So I had a Monday. I had a lady make an offer, and I accepted the offer, and then she says, "Oh, I want to cancel this," and the offer never came as a sold. The listing never came down, and the offer was never there. It's like it was never there. Never did anything. Nothing changed other than I accepted it, and I got the ching on my phone, and it shows that I accepted the offer, and then everything else went back to like pre accept offer. I mean, that was so weird
So the thing was still listed and everything?
because of course she says the shoes have a little more stains. As I look at the pictures than I really wanted, I'd give you 20 instead of the 35 if you the next day. And now she's saying she sends me another offer saying, "Here's the offer for 20 that you agreed to yesterday." And I'm like, I said I declined. I'm like, I never agreed to anything. That's you talking to yourself about stains. And she offered at 25, and I've got that bitch on mental block. Um, she could offer full price, and I'd probably cancel just because I am that person.
Chat saying that there's a lot of
I put it on conservative, you bastards. You wait till Friday night. I'm gonna put it on aggressive. Just
Can
wait
you
till
change
Friday
the
night.
settings after the show? Like for you
I
can
don't know.
have one setting for live and then another setting for people who are watching it later.
And
I'm
this,
just wondering.
I never even answered the lady. I just said, okay, I'll cancel it. That's all I said. I never agreed. I mean, when somebody lies in my name like that and tells me I agreed to something, no, you trying to get $15 out of me, and I'm out. I declined an offer yesterday for $1.25. So, lady, you think I won't decline you all day for 15? Am I? Barry, you're right. It is tough over here. Is it as tough in your country as it is here? I mean, there's a lot of people that are struggling. Yeah, I'm out. I am
Yeah.
that. I am that sob that if I've got something on sale, like I ran a 15% off sale this weekend, and then you expect me to give you another half off or 30% off, I'm out, and I'm the lowest price on on eBay. Man, the hell with you. He said yes. All right.
So
So
I got a neutral feedback yesterday,
So it sounds like Martha A needs a date in
and
Nashville. Is that what we're doing? Any ladies going to Nashville?
I
We don't
sold
discriminate.
a
We don't
bicycle
discriminate,
bag.
Martha.
I sold a bicycle bag, and got a new. The guy sent me a neutral feedback. It's brand new in the package, and on the comment it said, "This bag is good."
Yeah, I get those sometimes.
Neutral. I'm like, huh?
You're not. You're not too much. So Chastity says she might go. So my buddy Jennifer, she'll wake up in a little while, or she's probably shipping now. Well, she's going to be there. Johnny will be there. Marcia. Harlan, she needs a title. Y'all been dating too long to be girlfriend. Make her legitimate. Can't she be? He should be fiance or something by now. Damn. You like that, Marcia? Martha, there's nothing to be scared of. Everybody I met there. I mean, there might be a loser every now and then. It's in every group, but
I'm not going. So
of the 150 people, there are going to be 149 wonderful people. You got plenty of people you can hang out with. You'll make great friends. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing to be.
there's usually quite a few ladies that go.
Yeah, no, there were a bunch of ladies, absolutely a bunch. See, I told you Harlan's listening. Just turn it on. Just twist the knife on Harlan. I mean, you get your grandkids last night, and you just say, "Come on, Harlan," and he's hanging out with the guys, and he just abruptly leaves us like we're nobody. So you need a title there, Marcia. To me, Rick, Tracy, and Joe, we just suck. We were there till like 7:30. What's my Venmo? Martha, you'll be absolutely fine. I promise you. There are. It was a good mix last year. I met just a lot of wonderful people there, and you know me, I don't meet people, so there you go. If I met great people, um, Josh, what's up, Mister Canadian? We'll get you to change your name to Josh Ford, so everybody knows how Canadian you are. Damn, that guy folded faster than a cheap suit. Trump said, "Hey, come to the White House," and he goes, "Oh, we're not doing anything." So, oh, my bad. Did I say that? Sorry, we're not doing that. Hey, Tom. Yeah, no, I like daylight savings time. I don't like the practice you have to do it, but I'm laying in bed last night at 8:45, and Johnny's like, "This is like 3 days this week." I'm like, "Yeah, daylight savings time is making me go to bed early." Winning. Um,
Just Trudeau.
Might have to find another show to be on, Josh. You're gonna go by that name.
you might as well just be honest and call it Josh Castro if you're gonna be adopted into the Trudeau family. You might as well go ahead and go with your surname Castro. Andy, what's up? What's up? It's just thrifting is so weird. So there's a great statement. Marcia had a blast, and she only knew two people before she went. Made a lot of new. Um, she Okay, so you have to take this into account. She was hanging out with a social butterfly because Harlan meets everybody. I meet nobody, but Harlan is a social butterfly, so he does those things. But yeah, it's from the top down. Nashville Flippers, those guys, they're outstanding individuals. Um, and that's the thing that you find is whenever you recognize good people that are putting on an event, and they generally the people that follow them are generally are not terrible people because good people and bad people don't seem to mix. It's like if you've got a group of overachievers and underachievers, they don't generally mix. It's just the type of people don't hang out together. Uh,
Dang it. I'm kind of an underachiever. Dang it.
and Martha, plus Tom and Todd will be there. Hell,
Yeah.
how are you gonna miss the Todd? You
How
don't
you
want to
gonna
miss.
know which one Todd is?
I'm the one with the wrinkle hands.
Yeah, you go up to everybody. Can I see your hands, please? I'm sorry, I don't know you. Can I see your hands, please? Uh, yeah. So Bear, I watched your video. I'm like, is Bear about to say that me and John are terrible YouTube influencers and you shouldn't listen to us? But he's a lot of experience with Etsy and uh
He's an interesting
yeah,
platform. for sure.
That's a good. So Jacob says you just need to wear a shirt that says, "Hey, I'm the hand," or "I have the hands," or something.
Just the hand would be fine.
Just talk to the hand.
I will try to be better in film video. That's what I have to do when I come over to Todd Alt to just go right down to the hands.
I hope I'm not scratching my ass when you do that.
Yeah. Southern Vermont. There are a lot of those there. Man, I spent a lot of time talking to Larry way out. Just an interesting. That's the biggest thing is you'll just meet such interesting people. Such interesting.
What the F?
I'll be real fucking gentle.
Why do you have to do that?
I didn't even
That is-
recognize you yesterday when I turned on the thing and you didn't have any hair. I'm like, what the hell?
That is just so juvenile.
I'm like, damn.
You are a professional.
But yet, Tom, you still come back week
I
after
know.
week after week.
I'm like, damn. Look at Tom's haircut. He does look like an older lesbian now.
No, lesbian. Does your mom still live in Kingston?
No, she lives in Wilmington. She's been there since 1988.
Okay.
Did they use like pinking shears for that?
Oh, pinking shit.
You know what those are with the little.
Yes, I know what they are. No, she uses a straight razor.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Thank you, Nissa. So what are we talking about?
Uh,
Your haircut right now.
Not my haircut.
just the people. Martha was asking her any ladies to go into Nashville because she's a little concerned. I mean, a lady going by herself, but hell, Tom's going to be there. Tom will protect you. Tom, carry a gun
Look at
with you.
this! Look at this crowd!
Carry a gun with
Look
you,
at this
Tom.
crowd! Old men that's got wives that will take everything they own, plus their dreams. I mean, really, I don't know about the other ones. I just know about these four right here.
Hell, I'm bringing my crazy ass wife with me, and dragging her to the yard sales for God's sakes. Just like she did last year. She won't even get out the car. She'll just ride around. Just ride around and look at what I bought, which is fine. I don't
You'll
care.
have to wine her and dine her.
And that's
Thank
the other
you,
thing.
Davis.
The food was really good last year. There was the restaurant that we ate out. I didn't see it on the list this year. Where you get put at they fill tables up and they pass it around the table. Forget the name of that restaurant. Jennifer's like, even if they don't go there, can we go back to that one? That restaurant was really good, very interesting. So there was a lot of good food. So we're
Josh, I
trying to
liked
figure
your
out how
show
to
last night.
kind of work that in. How was what last night?
Josh is live last night.
I saw him live, but it was past my daylight savings time bedtime, and I went to bed.
We're not allowed to watch Canadians right now, are we?
Yeah, I thought we were working.
Did you see that meme where the Canadians are putting up a wall between the Canada and the U.S. and it's a beaver dragging a branch across the road?
Says all you guys are froze except for me. That's got to be awkward to watch that. I get to dance around and do things. How would you know if Todd was froze? Why are we all froze? I'll go to the live and see what it looks like here. Yeah, you guys are all froze. Wait. No, I'm listening. I'm looking at the live right now, and everybody's frozen except now me and Scott aren't.
I reset.
Yep. Scott's good. So reset your cameras, guys. It'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Nope, you're still
You have
frozen.
to enter and come back. You have to leave and come back.
He's in the middle of drinking something. It's funny.
Yeah. See, Tom, I told you I'm not the only one. There you go, right there. Somebody put.
You're good now, Tom. Todd is good. So we're all good now.
Good morning,
So-
Jay.
So there's no, I mean, really, there's no excuse not to come to Nashville. If you live near the area and you're a reseller and you listen to any of the folks, Nashville Flippers, me, there's several folks that have had those guys. I'm telling you, the experience will be worth it.
Tom is froze again.
The experience, I tell y'all this over and over, the experience of meeting other resellers in person and just first enjoying the company, enjoying the conversation of people that understand, because we're different, we're weird, I get it. But also, if you will learn so much because the conversations will naturally flow to how people do things, and people will tell you stuff that in person that there's certain things I'm not going to tell them on the channel, just because some things you got to figure out on your own. Damn it! Unless we start, unless there's an ad like every 30 seconds, then what?
Harlan, this 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 setup doesn't have anything to do with fiber. All of this is on a server somewhere.
No,
So
because so I might join I might join John. Flipping ain't easy. Nobody tell him he's still asleep because he's in California. I might work on OBS and learning all that stuff once I get fiber. The biggest problem with not using OBS right now is because OBS you host all the video on the my end, and without fiber my internet's terrible as it is. I can only beat that little bitty mouse so many times before the hamster jumps off the wheel, and he just gives up.
You can use OBS as a virtual camera and use all the features of OBS.
Yeah.
And have EVMux, still host for you.
Because that's the big thing is people can host a show, and they are running a P2000 with 4 megabytes of RAM. If they can get to EVMux or to StreamYard, they can host a show because it's not doing anything.
Right.
The EVMux or the StreamYard servers or Zoom is.
So Marcia is right. That was that countywide yard sale group. Everybody found great stuff. That really made the weekend too. Was the fact that everybody had stories. Everybody found cool stuff. There were so many freaking yard sales. There were hundreds in that county. It was one. It was one county to the west of where the hotels are. It was absolutely amazing. I
When
filled up the van and I didn't have the key to the topper. That won't happen again. So you come to Nashville, see if I'll bring the key or not.
Is that Marcia? Is that Mrs. Harlan?
screwdriver work.
She doesn't
Yeah.
have a title. I'm petitioning today for Harlan to give her a title.
But there's a Marcia St. Louis. Is that
That would
is that
that
Mrs. Harlan?
that would be the lady who was tamed Harlan. Yes. She called him last night at 6 o'clock. Said, "Okay, it's time to come on." He immediately dropped us like we were the plague. Like that, he had looked at, he had looked us, he had looked the Black Death right in the face, and he walked out the door. Terrible.
Sad. So anyway, what you got on the agenda for today?
Well, ladies, you might not have. Harlan's a catching. Y'all might have thought there might be some hope. I can tell you right now, there ain't no hope. I need to move on to somebody else.
I hear they have some big, nice jewelry stores in Nashville, Marcia.
That would be a
Just-
good place
just
to do
shipping.
something like that.
You ever sell something and think that's been for sale so long I don't know where it is? So I had that this morning and then I found him.
What is it?
So I got to ship that. It's just something I picked up on clearance.
Is that Batman?
Super.
It's Dorman Manu. I don't know. Here's his name. I don't know what series. I don't even know what series he's from. You know, if I scan it and so and I find it something. Okay, so I know where this came from. There was a guy who was having a yard sale, and he had all these figures, and I ended up buying them all. I bought like $400 worth of figures that day. That kind of type of stuff. And that's one of the last ones left from that yard sale.
The good thing about being a reseller and having a cell phone in your pocket all the time is you don't have to know anything about anything. You just scan barcodes. You could still be pretty successful. Now, it helps to know things about things. But
Martha, I'm not an antique mall. Maybe you reach out to Nashville Flippers, those guys. They would be able to tell you they actually live in Nashville.
Weird that their name is Nashville Flippers and they actually live there.
All right, that's crazy that works that way. The Sweetwater legend does not live in Sweetwater.
They don't even know where it's at.
Me either. There's got to be one somewhere.
Texas.
It's over by Abilene.
But Martha, I know there's great. I know the Goodwills are pretty solid. There's the one thing if you're there early and you do estate sales, if you download the app estatesales.net, if you're not familiar with it, there will be 50 to 60 estate sales. There are almost every weekend. Oh, there is a Sweetwater, Tennessee. Isn't there a Sweetwater University or something too? Something.
There's a Sweetwater, Ohio. I'm declaring it right now. 1,700 square feet, but it is what it is.
Eric, I am not paying attention to you. Inventory system. What the hell is that?
Huh?
Mine is rudimentary. My inventory system. It's bin A. That's it. Bin
I mean,
B.
because it is amazing because if you look at estate sales, we're going to move up to Nashville in the next 7 days. That's what the Nashville map looks like for estate sales.
What's the significance in the different color of dots there?
The red ones are current the next day or so. The blue ones are one's an auction, and all the clear ones they haven't started yet. So they could start at 9 o'clock today. They just hadn't started yet.
I see. Okay.
The little gray ones. Yeah, a bunch of them start today. Today at 10. Today at 10. Tomorrow at 10.
I'd show you our map, but it's non-existent. So
Most of those gray ones start tomorrow. So if they had a color, that means they start today. If they are gray, they start tomorrow.
is that an app or is that just estatesales.net?
It's just estatesales.net, the app. They have an app.
I didn't know they had an app. I have to download it.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry. I was thinking, yeah, my wife just sent me. It's it's titled when
One
something
result.
touches, when something touches your leg in the ocean, and it's this bunch of river dancers standing up there, and then all of a sudden one of the guys breaks into that dance that they do. Anyway, they've spin it up. Sorry, it just tickled the hell out of me. Uh,
That's terrible. Ron
We
says
have
they have
one
this week.
result for the next 15 days.
So
Or
the app works. So you can do it on just go to it through the internet. But I like the app better. Just there are some savages out there who, no matter how many times he rides in the van and you tell him over and over there's an app, he doesn't use the app. That's crazy, isn't it? So JR sales they've been up and down. I had a really nice day yesterday. Um, Saturday was a really nice day. So I'm having like every third day is a really good day, and the rest of the days are just okay. They're not terrible. They're okay. But yesterday was really solid.
hey, Ron.
And
Y'all
this
still
is
got y'all got snow up there in Nissa?
he lives too far north, up there with those Yankees.
Jeez.
We should disown her for being a Yankee.
She's too
Um,
sweet.
there
Bears,
ain't that much snow anymore.
Bears said from
Oh,
2015 to 2020 it was booming. 2015 is just pooping. Uh, yeah, it was. I had a big day on Amazon yesterday. I mean, big day for me. I don't sell as much over there anymore, but for me to have a $400 day for just really no reason, pretty solid.
I'd like to have a $400 week right now.
I'm pretty happy. Easy. Hey, all the Yankees. My entire family, my dad's side of the family is a bunch of damn Yankees, and they give me hell for being a Southern uh, kid my whole life. So I don't want to hear it. I have been persecuted for being a Southern my entire life by my own family. That's why if you go to my personal Facebook page, it says black sheep of the family.
Has anybody joined up with Walmart.com? Because they are really pushing the advertising for selling on Walmart.com. Or at least on my YouTube channel. I mean, my YouTube feed it is. It's the
Yeah,
commercial.
I'm generally just looking on unless 150, maybe 200 on Amazon, and that generally gets me to my daily goals of 500. Because every uh, eBay will carry the rest, but when Amazon damn near gets there by itself, I'm like winning. And eBay was above average yesterday. I think I sold 9 things on eBay yesterday.
It's that time of year for everything, though. Even our grocery delivery is slowed down really quite a bit. So it's not just eBay and stuff; it's everywhere.
Hmm.
It'll pick up.
So the one thing, so we always talk about, and it's been a big topic on a lot of these shows, is how do you increase sales? I'm going to tell you the number one way you're going to increase sales is to get out of your comfort zone, whatever your comfort zone is. Whether it's I live in a small town and I only want to source in my small town. You know, if Steve had to do that, if Steve was dependent on sourcing in his little town or driving groceries in his own town, he wouldn't even be on the show with us because they wouldn't own the house I have because there ain't shit there. I've been there. There just ain't.
And there
Am I-
is.
There.
It's a very financially depressed area.
I'm not
We
lying,
have to
right?
travel quite a
I'm not
bit.
lying. It's not a. I mean, there's not bad people there. It's just.
Just
He's got
it.
Erie on one side and Cleveland on the other, and it takes a little bit of effort to get there. But once he gets to either one of those, he can take care of their family.
We were in Cleveland yesterday and Sunday sourcing.
And so that can be one comfort zone. Another is what do you sell? A lot of people don't want to be told that So I'm changing my mind on clothing. I've watched so many clothing sales on these live shows. On your comfort zone for clothing might be, where do you sell it? How do you sell it? Because
I think that's
I watch these people do live shows. Oh, but they only get so much. So
yeah,
if I
but how
told
much you
you
got into it?
that you could go source your clothes and you're only going to make 50 to 70% of what you thought you were going to make, but you could sell as much as you could find, that changes the game.
You
Do
talking
you
about
wait? Do
you
you
talking
hold
about
out?
live auctions?
Yeah. Do you hold out and wait for the max price on eBay or Poshmark or whatever that might not be coming, or do you go live and just sell?
And you
It's
know
gonna be
what?
like,
If you don't sell it on that live, do another live. Mix it
doing.
in another time. You'll get it eventually. I did a live the other day, and I was just selling DVDs. Now I haven't done a whatnot live in a year,
Hey,
so guess I
so
didn't sell that many. But you know what? I will the next time.
and this a Friday night on District on Commons. I'm gonna be hanging out with Chernock. I'm gonna sell some lots of big girl stuff.
Lag, that was for you.
And this, I
Speaking
thought
of,
you were talking about this shirt. Have you seen my wiener?
if you guys follow me on whatnot, I will be doing a live show either today or tomorrow on men's clothing. So we're gonna try it. I will put Scott's idea to the test today or tomorrow.
And so, the other thing is, what do you sell? The traditional thing is branch out into selling different things. If you're only a clothing seller, think about, there's lots of hard goods to sell. There's learn toys. If you're just a toy seller, you know, the hard goods are right beside you. Why are you not looking at everything? It's, I never go to that thrift store because it's so high. But you can't tell me that you can't go in there and find, spend a couple minutes and use your knowledge to find something they missed. Oh, estate sales or this or that. I'm telling you, go last day on estate sales. Use your knowledge on first day. I mean, there's so many different ways and different ways you can change. If you keep doing the same thing over and over, I can tell you what you're going to get. You're going to be in my chat telling me how much sales suck and on and on and on. I can promise you that. My weakness is listing and not going to buy stuff. So last week, I limited myself to going out one day. Now hard that was, but now it's paying dividends because I've got a lot more stuff that I normally get listed, and I'm having good days. Imagine that.
One of the things about Whatnot, or what's the other one? I'm signed up for it too. The one that you
District.
District. Thank you, Todd. The young guy couldn't remember. I had to reach out to the old guy. Is that you don't have to. Foxy, damn it! You There is no listing. I mean, really, show the
You can
item, sell it, and ship it. I
you
mean,
can list over
well,
there. I
you
mean, you
can
you
because
can pre-do pre-lists. Yeah,
I've seen some that they have some pretty elaborate.
So if you look at Commons, that's Kevin's group where he sells in bulk. That's one of the static listings. There have a much higher chance on District. He was saying that is one of the areas that sells more static listings, not the live listings, because people are looking to buy a larger group of stuff, and I'm telling you, you don't the days of I got to make maximum money on everything will will drive you insane.
you can pick and choose. There's certain things that I want to make.
Okay, so
I'm not
that's
selling
my
on
whole plan.
whatnot.
As the yard sales start up this weekend, that's my whole plans is I want to buy stuff that I know. I'm not putting that damn printer up for auction. I paid
No,
$30 for it. But I know as soon as I get it tested and listed that I just sold one for 150 shipped. I know this one's going to sell for 150 shipped because that one had 3,000 pages. This one is probably going to have less. I'm betting this one has less. This one's still wrapped in its plastic. For God, if it's brand new, it's going to be amazing. That's a $350 printer if it's new. I just got to pull it out and check it. But I want to buy the things that I always buy, my camcorders and micro cassette recorders that I bought yesterday. I know where they're going. But then I want to look through clothes and go, I know these name brands, they will sell. if they're cheap enough, I will buy them just to flip immediately. I don't want to list them. I don't want to do any of that crazy stuff. I just want to hold them up and say, this is what it is. This is a Nike dry fit. And
I
then
think
the other stuff go to auction. I bought a Tennessee. God, it burnt my hand picking up that Tennessee little Bluetooth speaker. But I know running it through Van Massey, it's paying $2 for it. It's probably going to get $8 or $10 in bids, and so that's instant money. So increase what you can buy, increase the ways you can sell it. Change. Don't sit around and wait
I
for
hear
things to happen. Make
I
your
hear
move.
there's a big opening on Whatnot right now for a female's clothing seller. I just heard some rumors about that.
How many platforms is she gonna get banned?
All of them.
I think she's banned from eBay for sure. I think
Yes,
Poshmark. Has she
eBay,
been?
Poshmark, and now Whatnot, and probably some that we don't. Facebook, probably. Who knows?
See, I don't understand that girl because way back yonder when she was selling boxes of the mystery boxes of clothes in certain sizes and whatnot, she apparently was killing it.
Yeah, but she was doing the same thing
But my
allegedly.
point is, why did she screw it up by not doing what she was supposed to be doing when she was
It's
making a
easier.
shit ton of money?
States crates, yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand how somebody can totally screw up a good income stream like that.
They're saying she's still on Poshmark. Just buyer beware if you're dealing with somebody who has that many
Goodness.
accusations against them, or
So
any
they want to
accusation.
know: do I think the reseller errors are? I don't think it ever ends. There's been reselling. It's.
Since day one, man.
I think it changes. It's always going to change. But I also tell you this: don't sit back and feel sorry for yourself and understand that, oh my God, reselling's changed. I might have to change. When you look out the rest of the world and go, AI is changing everything. Everything is technology is changing everything at a rapid pace. And then sit back and go, but it should leave reselling alone. Reselling should never change. Folks, the world changes, everything changes. And if you're not a person, if you okay, so if you can have niches and stuff and sit back and do your thing, there are still those little niches and markets. But for the most part, for normal people who are selling readily available stuff that is mass produced, if you don't change with the times and understand, you'll get left behind.
The
It just
idea behind reselling doesn't change. It's the same
correct.
thing. It's the practice
The
of it.
methods. Just think about my grandparents before they passed away. They were dabbling on eBay. They had started doing that kind of stuff. They passed away in 11 or 12. They 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 worked they worked their booth at a flea market they had for 30 years. They refinished furniture in the 70s and 80s because that was a big thing. The 70s and 80s refinishing old furniture and that kind of stuff was a huge deal to resell. And then what do you do with it? You advertise it in the newspaper. None of that stuff's available anymore.
And you used to pay good money to advertise in the newspaper.
And
Oh yeah.
there were the things on the radio, the swap shows on the radio. There were all different kinds of things. All that stuff changed. We sit back and look at the internet and apps, and that's normal for us. People say, "What would you do if the internet went away?" You go,
Back to
"Well,
the
I just
old
look at what
way.
my grandparents did 30 years ago. They didn't have the freaking internet. I mean, what are you talking about?" Um,
If the internet was to go away, there would be bigger problems than just the internet going away. I mean,
Yeah.
how much of the
Reselling might be the
industry?
last of your worries there.
Yeah, industries. How many industries are based off of the internet? Banking. They don't want you coming in their stores.
what did I miss from Moose Knuckle?
I mean, they want you to use their apps and whatnot.
Uh, it's absolutely amazing. Everything is changing. And so just look at the. So I was watching this, and so somehow on my feed, I guess I watch a lot of the '80s. Only Gen X will know this. So there was a when I was still in McDonald's. When this happened, I was in college, so I was just a regular employee, weekend manager. The the McDLT. Does everybody remember the McDLT?
Oh, I love the
So it was
McDLT.
the hot side on one side, the cold side on the other. And so it was a good idea because it really kept the vegetables fresh on a hamburger, could stay in the bin longer. Because back then McDonald's had a big sliding bin that you pre-made stuff and put in the bins. And there are two things that killed that. The marking on it was okay, but there was a push to get rid of styrofoam packaging, and also McDonald's was going through a push to switch their system to all the ready made. Not, I mean, the trays in the bag where they assemble it and made. Not it's not made to order, but it's as close as they can get. And they were going through a huge change, which killed that sandwich. And
Great sandwich.
the concept, it was a good sandwich, and the concept of that sandwich, you know, look at the industry. Every industry's been touched by change and by technology and by consumer demand. We forget that part about consumer demand and consumer buying habits and those things. We just expect them to, because we have deemed that they must do the same thing over and over. You know, by God, I went out and sourced all this shit at a yard sale for you folks. You must buy it like this, like you did last year. And a lot of times the customer says, "No effing way, we're out."
My favorite burger is Jack in the Box, Big Jack, Big Double Jack. Can't you tell? All this goodness.
You look kind of like jack shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So Rennie is an opportunity, and that's the way you look at it. So she's doubling her space. Um, I, I hope everything goes as wonderful as you want it to. Everything. Do you look at things as a challenge, or are they just changing it? Oh my God, I can't believe they're changing it again. Or is it an opportunity? I'm telling you, when you talk to people, I can tell you the way they answer that question, and I can tell you how much longer they're going to be doing this just by the answering, how they answer about change and the things about change. Because change is, you're never going to stop change. There's one way you're going to stop change,
Die.
1900. Are you in Japan?
and even then, you're just changing locations.
Yes,
There you go.
yes. 1900 is in
Yeah,
Japan.
19,
Okay.
yeah. His name is Bear. Bear's in Japan. Have you not been paying attention to anything, Tom?
I,
No.
I knew somebody was in Japan, but I didn't know who was.
Yeah, he. If you look at his channel, Tom, he did a video a few weeks ago of a flea market in Japan on the street. It's absolutely amazing. Um, just think about everything changes, and just think about the businesses and stuff that don't change. Where are they at? Where's Sears Roebuck? Where are they at? Kmart didn't change. Where's Kmart? Oh, they're in Australia. We sent them to Australia, for God's sake.
They still have an online. They have an online store or a presence in the United States, but I don't think it's a very good one.
I mean, look at the restaurants that didn't change with the changing taste of consumers. Um, Look at the Five and Dimes. One of the big stores we used to go to when I was a young kid, Woolworths Five and Dime. I remember there was lots and lots of
I
Woolworths that
loved
aren't around.
Woolworths.
Damn, you're old.
I know, right?
It wasn't that long. Woolworths still is around. They decided, and this blew my mind. Foot Locker is actually Woolworth. They decided shoes were the best selling thing that they had. They pared all the way down to shoes, and they opened Foot Locker, and that's that. So that's
Hey,
Woolworth.
Ron, you'll lose that $20 for
And
lunch yesterday.
they have stores in other countries still.
I can tell you exactly what I ate for lunch yesterday. I skipped lunch. I had breakfast and dinner. I didn't eat lunch. Unless you want to count the Chex Mix I stole from Joni. And then I immediately paid for it. I decided, you know what? Joni's been making her own Chex Mix because she doesn't like some of the stuff that comes in the other. So it's like, I'm going to make my own. And I filled up one of her big coffee cups full of it. And I'm leaving the neighborhood and reached up to grab some Chex Mix and knocked my drink over. And it's complete thing spilled in the console. And the console and the floor mats, I paid for that. So, yeah, that was terrible. Some more better to come flea market videos. Very nice.
1900s. Can you put a link in the chat to your channel?
So remember McDonald's. I was there when they changed from fried pies to baked pie. That's like the worst decision they ever made. Those baked pies they're just disgusting.
Their fried cherry pies were the best thing.
And now you can still get the fried ones. Popeyes makes those pies still. I think they still do. I'll find it. I'll pull that.
Because all I was getting was like all of these 19 stores from the 1900s, and I just don't. My ADD is just not keeping in up today.
There you go, Tom. It's in the chat. I mean, it's in the live chat.
Okay, thank you.
It's just YouTube at 1900 store.
Okay, all right, I'll try that.
Um,
Because my wife and I, if you have a lot of Japanese content on there, my wife and I like that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, and they were absolutely amazing. When I worked there, and you put them with ice cream on them, there's nothing better than those fried pies with ice cream on them. Oh my god! And throw a little cinnamon on them. It'll make me tear up just thinking about the good old days. But just think about all the change that's happened in your life, and to not expect change because you're not ready to accept it. You're not willing. I challenge you to go look at some of these shows. Go over to Kevin's. You know, I feel like I have to mention District like 10 times because the Overlord Kevin might be listening. And see how many people never show their face. You just see hands, but they're the one thing they're very good at. They're talking to people. That's the only thing. If you can have a conversation with somebody, you can do a live show. That's all you know.
Even if you can't, I can do
Hey,
live
hey,
shows.
up for sale. I got this bottle of Equate. It hasn't been opened yet. It's got 200 in it. We're gonna start the bidding off at $1. So and so is at $1. Hey, thank you so much for your bid. We got 2 out there? This is a great deal. I mean, this is not hard stuff.
If I can run a live selling show, anybody can. I am not very good.
but you got to talk. You got to talk because that's a clicks me off of a daggum auction is when there's like, I'm selling this. It's a
Well, the ones I don't like,
something or other.
the ones I don't like are okay. Here's a big pile of shit. Tell me what you want,
Yeah,
and then they just sit there.
Or they run
anything.
around and pick out stuff. Let's try.
You got a screen. You got a screen like this big. Anybody see anything back there they want? I'll run it. I'm like, we can't see it.
If you're doing that, you're probably not going. Oh, you got $2 bid already.
Okay, so I was lying. I have taken some of them, so don't be believing me. You might get a bottle with like 1 in it. Okay, so here, this is a good example right here. This pump right here, I've got them on eBay. I hadn't sold any. These were in a lot that I bought from a guy who buys storage lockers here. My trailer is full of this crap, and I'm like, I've made profit on this thing. I'm ready for it to go away. I took a case of these to the auction Monday. If I get $10 for them, I get $10 for them. I don't care. Because I've still got 7 or 8 more cases in the freaking trailer that gotta go. And when do you cut bait? Change the way you think. I've made money on this deal. I've got a few more things that are still selling. I sell a couple pieces a week. The rest of it, gotta go. And then when I get to it, it's other slow selling stuff. Once the rest of it sells, I'll sell it too. Be gone. Yeah, the bottle, not the contents.
Like I said, I did a DVD show the other day, and it didn't go that great. I made $18, but I got out there after a year of not selling and got to practice again, and that was fine with me. I know DVDs aren't the best thing to sell and whatnot, but I tried.
But folks, the first ones to getting back into things are always go look at any YouTuber's first videos, and they're cringeworthy.
Well, look at my last video.
Hey, my last one was great. I showed y'all cleaning the pot, by the way.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
good. That was a good video.
you know what everybody says?
What?
They're like, "Yeah, we were watching you do that for a while," but then they want to talk about the wire wheel and the battle with the towel.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't. You already had the pan clean at that point. You could have just removed the towel from the whole scene, and you would have been fine.
I know, but when it screws up, I leave that stuff in there just for
But now
that.
everybody says, "Have you seen Scott Beard Pickers cleaning the pot video? You got to go see it. It's funny as hell." Him and
But the one thing is the one thing I should have done is I've got a Dremel with a small wire attachment on it. I should have used that and just kind of use it like a pencil to knock those little lines out. But it's folks, you got to make the first video. You've got to. Whenever you started eBay, were you the best at it? When you started reselling, were you the best at it? When you're not going to be
I'll
the
let you
best.
know when that happens.
I laugh the hardest when you reverse the drill and it got tangled up the other direction. I'll put this in reverse.
Scott,
Oh,
you need to go in there and cut out those parts and make you a short out of that.
that was a
Do a
great video.
TikTok.
That challenges my lawnmower video.
Yeah.
You ever watch the guy who does electronics and he shocks himself and everybody? It's fake, of course, some of the shocks, but that's what you should do on all your videos is add something in there like that.
Yeah, Tamara, that's the goal. You've got to be willing to give something a try. If it doesn't work, you haven't lost anything, but you have educated yourself. I'm telling you that even in some of these things, that if you do them and they don't work out, there are still successes. There are parts that you can tweak. There are things that you can do that will benefit you overall. It's not a complete. Folks, there's so many people, and this younger generation, I'm talking to a lot of you and your participation trophies and all that bullshit. You've never lost. You don't understand that every success story is not just roses and chocolates and you live a wonderful life. You look at anybody who's been ultra successful and they have busted their ass along the way to learn. They have overcome obstacles. Part of life is overcoming obstacles, for God's sake. And you youngins who think that and everything's been given to you on a silver platter, and you expect just because I decided to do it, Mama said that I was the best, and I was a little tiger. Okay, the world is a different place. 2 notifications. ADHD, ADD live. Dave is live. You want to watch somebody who sell a bunch of stuff? I can only watch Dave for a few minutes because then Dave starts to grate on my nerves. Dave's a nice guy, but that live right now, and he'll say live right now today 100 million times. After about the 30th live right now, I go live right gone.
Can I talk about?
Boy, he did clear out that garage. Jeez.
Man, he gets 100 and some people in there because he is. Oh, but he does social media. Don't forget, social media is not easy, and he has busted his ass. He's earned that freaking audience, and he deserves every bit of success he's gotten because of that.
Yeah.
Because of the work he has built. People discount the fact that they do social media. They got it easy. You think this shit is easy, and you've never turned a fucking camera on.
Thank you, Lag, but you got to quit talking about him like that.
He's got a charismatic thing about him. He's kind of like I don't know, a hyper. What's that donkey? Eeyore. He's kind of like a hyper Eeyore. He's always screwing something up and down about it, but then
but that's probably
his shtick.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's his shtick. I'm just saying that's what attracts people to his channel. Is that maybe it feels genuine to them.
One of the things is he's a generally nice guy, and that comes across. He's just kind of carried on. He's a generally nice guy, and people like that lovable character who is generally a good person.
He is not a chef, but his cooking channel has 140,000 subscribers. 140,000.
What does he
Yeah.
cook?
Anything?
Keto recipes, right?
Keto stuff.
A lot of keto stuff. Yeah.
Ah,
He decided that he was going to make a cooking channel, and it's insanely successful. And what does he do? A couple videos a month. He doesn't do a ton of them.
Yeah, he's like, oops, I
Maybe
got some of that. I was supposed to get all the egg yolk out of there. Oh well, it'll be a little yellow. It's just something's always going wrong with his recipe, but oh well, it'll turn out good. He's hilarious.
no, absolutely, folks, and just try things. You can't be. His video quality is very good. His production quality that's one of the things that he does very, very well.
when are you going to do yours?
I did. I've cooked a few things. I made some.
No, not
Chocolate.
your cooking things. Your
I made some chocolates.
district thing.
District. I'll be on with Chernock Friday night on the Common Marketplace, which is the bulk marketplace.
Friday night's your showtime. What the hell?
Y'all might not see a show Friday night.
Oh no.
Well, you just got to go over to District to see the show. That's all.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think is this the week John's not going to be here Friday? One of these weeks John's not going to be here. I don't know if it's this week or next. I was just going to go early and then go play on District. Basset Noodle. First thing he says is peace out. That's a good thing. I didn't want a headache this morning, Basset Noodle. Basset Noodle start talking about something, and I'll go, "Oh my God, this dude is way too smart." And my brain just exploded.
Barkeeper's friend.
What about Barkeeper's friend?
Texas Val says barkeeper's friend is easier than a whole can of tomato paste.
Yeah, but you know
Why
the
don't
one
you
that
do a
really,
comparison video?
you know the one that really works better than Barkeeper's friend. Barkeeper's friend is the old. They don't make them anymore. The old. I stole Joni's. If Joni's watching this, sorry, you don't know.
You stole her check mix. Now what did you steal?
There's a subsection of district called Divot.
Yeah.
Did.
And
The older cameos. This is the one that's not made anymore. Don't tell Johnny I stole it from her. The cameo works way better than the.
why is that? I mean, why do they not make it anymore? Because of the toxic compounds in it that seeps into your skin?
Somebody bought them. Somebody bought Cameo, and their Brillo bought Cameo, and they're discontinuing part of it.
Oh, they don't know how to leave stuff
The thing about the Brillo is that especially on the copper, you need the vinegar. You need the vinegar to eat through some of that stuff that the straight cleaners won't do without lots of friction.
Why don't you just use straight vinegar instead of the tomato paste?
I've done that as well. The paste is easier. Ketchup works as well, similar, because it sticks to the pan that you need it to sit there for a while. If you pour vinegar on there, vinegar just runs off the pot. I've tried using like paper towels and stuff, and then I let it sit too long, and the paper towel stuck to it. Then I have to get the paper towel off.
What is that?
Ketchup's easier to spread. Ketchup might be the.
What does a drill brush do to a paper towel? That would be a mess.
Leg uses peanut butter.
A shredding mess, by the way, is what it does.
If there is somebody watching this live show and you have a Macari store called BJ Shop, yeah, that's the real name. Please check your sales, because I bought something from you 5 days ago and nothing.
Maybe they're too busy doing their namesake.
Maybe.
Don't be perverts.
Macari sent them a shipping reminder. I've asked them when it was going to ship, and finally yesterday I sent a cancellation But the problem is, I used a $10 gift card from, or $10 thing from Mercari. They give out $10 every once in a while as part of the payment, so I probably won't even get that back.
Lag is
Now I'm
speaking.
mad. Well, you better ship today, Lag.
What?
BJ. Oh, how many people are beat? Oh, I don't even want to know.
So I did the coffee pot one too, where it's as simple as letting the Cascade work. If you put boiling hot water in there with Cascade and let it sit for 30 minutes, there's no scrubbing involved, and that's the reason why the vinegar and the ketchup and things work a little different, is because they 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 negate some of the. Good luck getting your hand in one of those small stainless steel carafes and thinking you're going to clean that. The Cascade trick there is absolutely amazing. I've done the bleach, I've done the ice, bleach and salt and the ice. I've done all that because I've worked restaurants. But to put Cascade in it and to walk away from it is way easier. And some of the coffee pots I've cleaned up, I'm like, holy crap! These people are. Do they? It's like they never rinse or do anything. They just keep putting coffee on top of coffee. I'm like, do you even wipe your own ass? What's wrong with you people? if you can't even rinse out a coffee pot before you pour more of that, and it's got to change the taste. When a coffee pot is completely black, it's got
to be seasoned,
it's got to make it more bitter. This is not.
I am notorious for not. I rinse out the coffee pot, but yeah.
Cascade is automatic dishwasher.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I just bought the Walmart brand now because I was using one of those little tear packs. I just bought a box of. And Joni was at a Walmart order. I'm like, yo, add a box of Walmart brand Cascade on, and so I just put a couple teaspoons of that in there.
Sorry, I was going to be.
And some of the Keurigs I've picked up and had to clean before I sold them. These people should be ashamed of themselves.
You talking about the crafts?
No, the machine themselves are just black.
It gets pretty nasty.
And these are probably the people that are. Somebody wants to do a potluck or something. They'll be the ones volunteering to be doing the cooking a year ago. If anybody saw how bad it was, they would never eat anything. They wouldn't even talk to you, much less eat anything you cook.
Does anybody remember the old aluminum percolators that they would your mom or dad would set up?
Yeah, I
On
ran
the
one through
right.
I ran one through the auction. It was a Sears and Roebuck a couple weeks ago. They're cool looking. They're absolutely amazing.
The ones you set directly on the burner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this one had a plug.
Oh, was it? No, I'm talking about the old style, old school. It was aluminum. It had a little glass knob on the top.
Yeah, my grandma had one. My mom had one. Probably still does. My mom probably still has one.
Basset noodle. I don't care how many times you transition. I'm out. You can't change your DNA, Basset noodle. Not to mention you've got a wife. So there you go.
Or a husband. We don't care.
Texas Val, he would have gotten that electric brush caught up in his big girl panties. That would have been great.
I can make that video. Scrubbing a pot with big girl panties, and then
Yeah.
Are
when that brush tightens up on your crotch, then
remember back in the day when we were talking. I don't know how we got on that subject, but I said that I used used underwear to clean stuff, and people thought that was horrible. Well, now you're going to use big girl panties to do it, so I don't think it's as bad. They're cotton. It's 100% cotton. It works really good.
yeah, just.
But so many people fail because they're scared to try. Did y'all not listen to Yoda growing up? Yoda, words of Yoda, the wisdom of Yoda.
They weren't
make
my
it.
underwear, Lag.
That'd be a great video. I'm a great reseller because of Yoda. Everything I know in life, I owe to Yoda.
Steve,
Try you, mo-
Steve, I polished many a car with worn out underwear because it was so soft it wouldn't scratch the finish.
Yeah,
That's
it looks
why.
good.
That's why I don't drink, Val. I have enough trouble dealing with myself sober. That's why I had a couple drinks. I had a couple beers last night with the guys, but those are the. That's the first alcohol I've had in since I drank beers with them a month ago. Yeah, I've been blessed that I understand my reality. That if I drank too much, I would probably be dead.
Yeah, but
Simple.
old cloth diapers, Jabus, hell, they're worth more than. It'd be cheaper to go out and buy a damn polishing kit from wherever. Them damn things are expensive. My niece was given a bunch of them. She says, first of all, I'm not washing diapers, so she uses them for polishing furniture and everything else.
When I was a kid, my mom used cloth diapers. When I was a kid, unfortunately, and I don't know if I was just that bad of a kid, my job was to clean out by hand,
The
cloth
diaper,
diapers that
the
my
diaper pail.
brothers and sisters used. It was the nastiest job in the world, man.
See, Southern Vermont, there, all it would take would be a good grid failure, and people would be losing their damn mind because they don't have power to run their coffee maker. They can't go to Starbucks and get a coffee pot. I got a coffee pot that's made to sit on a daggum 3 burner gas stove, Coleman gas stove. I'm ready.
It's
Bring it
right there
on.
by the ice machine.
So,
No,
but there's lots of things people don't do that you if you change. So half price. This printer has been sitting at the thrift store I go to. I go there most days because I like the manager. He's a solid individual. And half price this weekend. It's still sitting there Saturday when I bought it. It was $20. It's now 10. It's huge. It is huge. The duplex paper feeder on it is worth $40. The
wow.
print head on it is worth. Which these things are not hard to get out. Print heads on these newer printers are lift the two levers up, pull the print head out. You got it in your hands. It's $100 print head on this machine. The paper tray is another $50. Beard, I don't want to ship that big thing, but you're leaving $150 sitting there for $10.
You don't have to ship the whole thing. It's like you said.
It's
I
it's
parted out
people.
at Dyson yesterday. There was so much hair in there. Oh my god.
I'm telling you,
I got
I had a Dyson a couple weeks ago. The lady goes, "Oh, I just tested that. It works really great. It doesn't even have the vacuum cleaner smell. Most of them we test has because most vacuum cleaners, they dirtiness from carpet. They have that smell. So I get it home and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tear this thing apart. I'm just gonna sell it for parts because I don't want to ship a big box. Because remember, if you ship anything that's up close to 48 inches, it gets extremely expensive. Um, so I got the part, I got the motor off, and the hose that goes from there to the thing was full. It was solid clog for like 8 inches. I'm like, no wonder it didn't have any smell. That thing didn't no more work or suck up anything. It had no smell because the hose was completely clogged up, lady.
I wonder how long they were sweeping the floor with that thing, thinking it was doing something it wasn't.
JT, I will spend the $12 on the show wisely.
Um, JT, yeah, cloth diapers, because the yuppies out there, or whatever they call them now, they're all about that natural deal. They'll pay good money for it. There's still
There
diaper
are
services.
there's reusable diaper liners and reusable. My wife got some the other day, and they're listed on Mercari if you want to know. And there's some good money in that stuff, the
So it turned
reusable
out
stuff.
the clog had been there so long it broke the hose, and so the whole inside of the motor is just full of dust that I had to get cleaned up.
What did you think? What did you say when you were looking at that? That lying bitch.
No, I just like, oh, here's your problem. Here's why. She told the truth. It didn't have any smell. She tested it. It powered on. I mean, how much testing do these folks do?
I could tell you
Uh,
Goodwill doesn't do much testing. They plug it in. If it lights up, that's it. They throw it on the shelf, tested good.
I
No
thought to
return.
myself, she put this thing for $15 on Senior Day, so I just bought it for 12, and I've already sold the canister and the little head on it for. The little head was like $32. The canister was for 40. I was thankful I was there when she stuck it out. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth there, Tommy.
I found some shark parts in the bins yesterday, and those do pretty well. And there was a Bissell in there that I took pieces off. I don't buy the whole thing at the bins because that would be stupid. Just take the parts you know will sell.
Like today is the day I'm not going anywhere. We're recording the podcast today, so make sure y'all check out on Saturday. Josh and John and myself, the PPP
Should be
podcast.
JJB.
Where is that at?
It's got its
on
own
YouTube.
YouTube channel.
Okay.
Profit Playbook Podcast. Man, it's that one. We laugh a little bit, but it's not like joking and carrying on. We are, it's just,
Put a
we
link
will
in.
have no idea what we're going to talk about today at 1:00 or noon, whatever time I'm supposed to. And it's just a conversation of three friends, three resellers. And it turns out to be very interesting. We're all completely different. Me and John are much more similar in the things we do, but Josh is a big picture guy and a different thinker, and the interactions are pretty solid. So if you hadn't checked that out yet, check out the Profit Playbook Podcast. Easily the #1 reselling podcast out there. There you go.
Besides this one, of course.
I said it. I mean it.
Is this even a podcast?
No, we're just
doing.
hanging out.
What
We're
do
just
you
hanging
call
out
this
on
thing?
Wednesday, making fun of people. This is usually the Steve deprecation show.
Or the Tom deprecation show.
Yeah. Don't leave me out.
Oh, we won't.
I'll be real fucking gentle.
It used to be the Steve deprecation show. Now, thank God, somebody else came in.
Bassa Noodle, what kind of twisted mind do you have to do to go picking up chicks at a funeral?
Was it a relative? Are
Where he
you
met-
from Alabama?
That's where he met his wife. That's where he met his wife, fool.
I know. I said, where was it a relative? Was it in Alabama or Mississippi?
Oh yeah, let's talk about Mississippi. Mississippi's way more backwards than Alabama. I've been watching this guy, Snowden Sheridan, something. He owns a restaurant in some little town south of Jackson, and he's been doing tailgate reviews. And Mississippi evidently has more per capita gas stations that make food because they have way more smaller towns. And man, the crazy food that he gets at these gas stations makes me want to go do some sourcing just so I can eat gas stations.
Yeah, there was a store that was between Rock Hill and Chester, Rock Hill, South Carolina, Chester, South Carolina on 72.
So Bassa Noodle says it was his best friend's dad passed. She was friends with his daughter. I can see I'm supposed to be sad, but hey, this chick's hot. I wonder if she'll go out with me. Oh, I'm sad again. I can see your dilemma. Makes for an interesting story. The night I met Johnny is always interesting. I don't think I've told that story in a while. The church that I went to at the university was an old Howard Johnson's. Anybody? I know Tom remembers, and Todd, the old Howard Johnson's. You would check in at the little building, and then the hotel was separate. And so the the little building was the student center, so all the college students hung out there. It was across from all the bars. Well, we had keys to the church building, and so we would play hide and seek in the church because it's a big old hotel building,
Yeah.
and so if you went downstairs, the old churches, the old children's church, you can get under the stairs, and if you climb up on the ledge, there's an old brick ledge. You can just sit up there. Nobody in the dark in a basement is going to find you in the closet of the children's church, sitting on the ledge under the stairs. And so that was like the perfect. Every now and then they'd make it in there. They try to look under cribs. You'd hear them open doors and stuff in the pitch black, but nobody ever. They'd open the closet door, but nobody was brave enough to
hide and seek.
So the game was over and we were leaving, and I'm walking out the basement. I didn't know it. You could hear someone else walking, but all of a sudden, all you hear is this. Johnny walks into a door facing.
God.
That's the. So I.
You had to
She
sweep her up in your
struggled.
arms
She
and carry
struggled to
her out.
maintain consciousness in the dark of the basement. I led her to the light.
How old were
Like
y'all?
that.
College?
Yeah, I was
3rd
19.
grade?
I was 19. She was 18. I met her first week at Alabama. She was a year behind me. Asked her out that night. Me, introvert, never did anything. Asked her out that night, and except for the month I broke up with her, we've been together ever since.
Why'd you break up with her?
I don't know.
Some girl make you some cookies?
Some momentary lapse in sanity. I don't know.
When I was in high school, I dated the same girl all throughout high school except for about a month, and she ended up being my ex-wife, the girl I dated all along. But this girl, who I kind of liked, she made a bunch of cookies and brought me cookies, and my ex-wife now will not eat cookies, and she's always talking about Lee and her damn cookies. Oh, teenagers, how stupid can you be?
Well, I was stupid enough to let the girl I dated in high school go, and she got married and was married for 26 years, and then she married me, so we got her back.
Dang.
I knew the punchline to that one.
Yeah, I let her go. That was dumb.
Todd's
Then I married a friend of hers that was dumb too.
Todd, you met Gwen at college, or were teaching?
Yeah, she's 7 years younger, so I'd already been teaching.
Okay.
What?
She was a student?
Well,
let's hope not.
It was her first year of teaching and my 7th year of teaching.
20th, 30th, 40th, yeah.
But if you do the math, Scott, you had a valid question there. 7 years could put her in high school.
Right.
Yeah, robbed the cradle.
Could have happened.
Roberta's 9 years younger than I am.
My grandparents were 10 years apart.
It seems like so long ago. That church is not even there anymore. University bought that land, and it's now a Publix parking lot.
Can't go back to the scene of the crime. Well, you can.
No,
that's a whole different experience.
The church sold it and then moved out to the other side of campus. Built a big old new church.
The church where Marcia and I met originally is still there. They've built on since, but we don't go to it. But
15 years, you're still a newlywed basket.
Yeah, what the hell?
Roberta and I have been married 31.
You're still a newlywed.
Yeah, my mom and dad were married
9 or 10.
About 62 years when he passed. Which my mom says they're still married, but
Yeah, this summer will be 34 years.
Yep. December 40.
Hey, you just got to show off for everything, Todd. What the hell?
40. Of course, When you live as long as I do, 40 years ain't all that long.
Yeah, because Todd, don't you think about something you did as a teenager and you feel like it was yesterday, and it's been quite a few years since you've been a teenager, and I'm saying that about me. Oh, I could jump on that slalom and ski down the river for 15 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there's an ambulance waiting at the other at the drop-off point. Uh, but Todd, we've lived through some of the best times. We have.
Whatever.
We've had the best music. We've had the best food, the best cars.
Man, John Flippin' Ain't Easy show Monday night, they started talking about their favorite rap artists. I was like, I don't know any of this.
Yeah. LL
Zero.
Cool J would be about as much as I'd know.
I think I've heard of Ice Baby or whatever his name was.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice, and I think
Is there-
I heard of the guy with the parachute pants,
MC Hammer.
Hammer Time or something like that, and that's about all I know.
Yeah, that's about all. That's all
Yeah, I don't know any of that.
Who's
That's
not a rapper, Anissa?
Tupac. I've heard it to him.
Ice
God rest his soul.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice is not a rapper. Okay, whatever.
He was.
Jim Carrey did the best rap.
Even Vanilla
Very good,
Ice
yeah.
loved that. I saw him doing an interview, and he loved that rendition of him that Jim Carrey did. Yeah. I think the '70s had better music than the '80s, even though I'm more of an '80s child. But the '60s, I think, was even better than that.
Yeah, I like '60s music.
Late '60s, end of the.
Yeah, good.
I was sitting here flipping through TikTok. I was trying to fall asleep last night, and I was going through a lot of music for some reason, and it came up with a guy singing 1968. And before they threw his name up there, I'm like, he looks eerily familiar. It was freaking Kenny Rogers in the first edition. I'm like, even in '68, Kenny was rocking that beard. I'm like,
Have you ever seen him without the beard?
no.
Prior to that, when he was with the New Christie Minstrels, he didn't have a beard. And I can see why he grew the beard.
Texas vow, 35 years with your high school sweetheart. If Roberta had been my high school sweetheart, I would have been in prison.
I just dropped it.
Because she would have been like, when I was 18, she'd have been 9. Okay. So I love all these high school sweethearts.
There you go, Jabez.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy, Tom.
See what condition my condition is in. I love that song.
I'd like to hear a country.
That's the song it was. That's the song it was playing.
I'd like to hear a country artist do rap. Get a
There's been
Reba,
a few.
get a Reba McEntire up there to rap. That'd be great.
I bet you she could, just because she can do just about anything. But
Get George Strait to go up and do some rap.
Yeah, you think time flies? That 34
it's Kenny
years,
Rogers. That's Kenny Rogers without the beard, right there.
That 34 years seems like yesterday.
God, what did she see in you? You look like a big old goofball.
Big old goofball.
He's got hair in there in that one.
I know, right? That's
And
when I had hair.
She is so cute. She could have had
It
anybody.
just moved.
Hair, no beard.
It moved. It moved from the top of your head to the bottom. That's all.
I know, it just migrated.
Yeah, Chris Hansen.
Over the years, it just migrates.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Anyway, she was very cute when she was young. She's very cute now too.
I'm gonna go tell her you said she was ugly. So there you go.
No, I am. I will see her in a few months.
She's gonna be cussing you out in Nashville.
I'm gonna say, girl, what? Were you expecting great things out of him? Because you were so cute and he was such a goofball looking.
She screwed that up.
Best thing
So
about our marriage was our two incredible children.
Your two incredible children.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm. I'm about to go eat some cinnamon. JT, today's cinnamon raisin toast will be in your honor because he just made it yesterday or last night. Mm.
I beat Todd in something. I have 3 children. Of course, 2 of them I adopted, and one of them,
But
none of them are incredible, but they're okay. They're good. They're just not. I wouldn't call them incredible.
Yeah,
yeah,
now
Actually,
that
my
we're
daughter, I have to. I take that back. My daughter and both of my sons, they are incredible.
now that we're in the 70s, today's my first day of walking. I'm gonna start walking the neighborhood every evening, like with all the rest of the other old people trying to burn a few calories.
Boom, boom.
well, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for the Nashville dig, so you can go yard selling and not
The
pass
problem with
out.
the problem with reselling is even if you get out and sourcing, you're driving more than you get out walking around. Out here, I'll be listing, and other than moving around for shipping, like I'll bring a box of stuff to the photo area, and I'll end up there for a couple hours. So it's very you just don't get the movement in, and so it's been cold, and I don't like cold. But now we're in the 70s for the second day in a row. I'm going to start walking the neighborhood at least once, which is a mile and a quarter around. So at least a mile and a quarter. If I decide to walk up and down the little side streets, I can push it to 2 miles.
Good morning, Glenn. Well, you just need to stand there and turn on some good boogie music and
I
boogie
do
while
like
you're listening.
on TikTok they keep showing all these treadmills now. I guess that's the thing they're trying to push to sell, but it doesn't have all the handles. It's just like a walking little doesn't take up the space like Todd's monstrosity there. We've had one of those, but it's just a straight walking. The walking part. It's
That don't bode well. That sounds like a broken hip there. Now
it's
we've got a couple of the bicycle things. It's just the pedals, and you can torque it down to get the.
Do you do it
you
real
you you,
gentle?
you twerk on your bicycle. What?
No, you just it's just the pedals, and you set it down on the floor, and you put your feet in it, and you pedal,
How
and
are
you
you
can.
supposed to ride a bicycle like this?
I think you need to change the batteries in that thing.
Yeah,
You're going to keep that so long it'll be vintage pretty soon.
He's holding
he's
on to it, hoping
he's
for some
saving it for his
resale
first
value.
grandchild.
Uh, yeah, that would be a good one. Walk on a treadmill and try to run the tape machine. Yeah, yeah, that would definitely be. But I just need to figure out how to get some movement in, and so yeah, because
I'd like to get an e-bike.
I don't think the answer. I think the one thing I want to try for the next couple of months is reaching a current a step count, and then also
Cha-ching.
intermittent fasting. So not eating after 6 and not eating before 10. So putting an 18-hour window there with walking and see what effect that has.
Right. Do you see what Chastity said about you?
Mm,
About me saying that you're saving it for your first grandchild? She says
uh,
it'll be vintage by it
uh,
will be a vintage toy by then. No, Chastity, I'm aggressively working on setting up a company to do matchmaking. So y'all start making if you got offspring that you can't find a spouse for because they haven't found their soulmate. Well, we're not worried about that anymore.
so even Steve's son got a job. Not Steve, but Tracy. Tracy's son who was telling me last night. He goes, "Can't believe
My
you
son.
actually got a job." I'm like, "Damn it, Jacob! We gotta find something for Jacob to do."
Set him up a bakery.
Bakery. Does Jacob
Yeah,
ever do some listings?
yeah, Randy. I hope I never go through that. If Joni tells me she's leaving, I'm just packing up and going with her. So
Where are we heading?
I know what. I mean, I wouldn't know what to do. You saw the picture.
Yeah.
We've been together since I was 19. For God's sakes.
I'd have to go back and live in my mom's basement like lag again.
Wait a minute. That picture, y'all, you were 19 then. So y'all were
No,
y'all just,
that was the day we got married.
oh, that's what I
I
thought.
was 22. She was 21.
Mm-mm-mm.
There are a lot of people thought we wouldn't make it. They
Well,
forget how stubborn I am.
Yeah, I think that happens in every marriage, though. Oh, you guys will never make it. You know, I've been told that twice now since I've been married twice.
I think you get to a point where
The first one didn't work.
you really just don't give a shit anymore. You're together. You're together. You're not killing each other. You know, it's just like let's just. Tom's only
Yes,
got a
You just
few
can't.
more years left in him, so
I
yes.
can't figure out how they tolerate us. That's what I can't get.
CR Bones, I get it. The keto, I think, is the answer. The problem for me is staying on it long term. I could do it a year, and then, yeah, it's
2 hands.
pick up 5 minute fitness. What is 5 minute fitness?
you you do 5 minutes of specific exercises.
I'm taking that's a book.
I don't know.
I have to take off all these things off my notepad. I mean, all these things says Todd, Todd, Todd on my note stickers. All my retaliatory note stickers because Todd puts up evil stuff on his Diet Coke can.
Damn,
Divorce is
it wasn't a
expensive.
shotgun wedding, was it, Tamara?
There you go, Glenn.
Glenn had a cha-ching, very nice. I've had it, no sales this morning.
I have 0.
80.
I think. Let me go look. 0.
At least I haven't checked Amazon yet.
Martha says it's YouTube videos, easy, and it works.
All right.
All right, I got to go. I'm sitting here looking at this room that I got to finish cleaning out so I can get it painted.
Let me go
I
eat
didn't even look
breakfast.
you started cleaning it out yet.
Well, there's nothing over here except Roberta's desk, which is there. All of this
My
is
wife,
going
you
to a
know, a
warehouse.
secret to a happy marriage in my
What's that?
household
What's that?
is our offices are in different locations in the house. We don't have an office together.
Well, we're moving some rooms around, and her office is actually going to be up there.
See what I'm saying?
So if anybody wants to know where your sales went, Chastity took everybody's sales.
There you go, Chastity.
She's had 6 so far today
Dang, girl.
during this show.
All right, I got to go. Y'all have a great day.
I'm at a giant 0.
Thanks, Scott, for having the show. See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
How long does it take to get off the show? Damn.
What do I have to chip over there?
He was just
I'm
being
leaving.
real.
I'll see you later. You have a good day. Thanks for having the show. Come on, man. Just leave.
Just go.
Very nice. Very nice. Oops.
Yeah, well, I'm not a southerner, so I can't handle being in the South for too long because I start turning into one of them. And then I start being nice to people and shit.
I know, right? You Yankees.
You can't stay in the South because you're not a legend here.
Only a legend in Sweetwater.
Only a legend.
Yeah, you come below the Mason-Dixon line and we think he's just another butt wipe down here. He needs to go back home.
Pretty much it. It is a different world between, it's a different world.
Oh, 100% it is. Every time I go visit my Yankee relative.
Harry, what's up, man?
Where's Barry? I see in the chat.
Yeah, Thrifty Santa.
Oh yeah, Barry. I don't know why you hang out with that carpetbagger.
I'm the only one that will. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. We have good times, Barry and I do.
It's only
He's
because
not.
he's nice and tolerates you.
Well, he's a Southerner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. That Barry will go. He'll talk to everybody in the freaking restaurant, and I'm in there like I don't want to talk to any of these people. That's not what you do in the North. In the North, you go in, you sit down, you eat your meal, you leave.
Well, that's what happens when you hang out with Harlan. You walk in anywhere, and it's like walking into Cheers every single time. You hear everybody go Harlan, and he knows the whole place before he gets there.
Barry knows people just about everywhere we go. We'll run it. Well, we'll be out in a random yard. Say, oh, that's what's her name? He knows my mother-in-law's neighbor, just randomly.
A dealership, a 2014 Suburban 80K for 13. I'd have to look it up. I don't even know if that car prices are so whacked right now. I wouldn't know if that's a good deal or not.
I keep seeing cars with all these miles. When we were younger, 100,000 miles on a car, you didn't want that car. It
No,
was
because
not worth
they
it.
were made to go 100,000 and be toast.
Yeah, but nowadays, oh, this car's only got 150,000 miles. How about buying it for 50,000?
It's hard to
Like,
change
no.
that thinking that cars do last longer. I mean, heck, the Toyota out there has got 248. Jennifer's out there. She passed me a long time ago. Jennifer, have you made 280 yet? I think her Forerunner's got 280, 285. Um, yeah, she passed me like, I don't know, 8, 9 months, 10 months ago. It wasn't long. A year ago, max. Because they're both 16s. But the newer stuff though, wow. The newer Toyotas, 2025 has not been good to Toyota and their motors. Their legendary motors are, you better buy a 4-cylinder. There's those turbo sixes are not with, or just a regular six.
See Pat D's in the chat. Pat, I got my first package yesterday. I bought something from Pat on Whatnot. Now I can't find it. It was right here a minute ago.
So there's yet another great example. Pat has done very well for himself on Whatnot. Moves a lot of merchandise, lot of merchandise. Gets great deals.
Merchandise that I don't think I could sell, but he does.
Oh, I definitely couldn't, but that doesn't mean that there's not a market
Pat,
for it and it can't be done.
right. Pat's really good at that type of thing. Now, where did it go? It's just here.
People
Anyway,
think they've got to be something they've not. They come up with the excuses. I don't have the exact merchandise or whatever. I'm telling you, you are the expert in what you sell. Sell what you know. If you can get it at the right price, here's a big shot. You don't have to start it at $1. You can start the auction at whatever you want to start at.
10,000 orders for Pat. Oh, there it is. Pat, of course, some of you know that Pat's got a 3D printer now. And he printed out this little keychain.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. I also have a 3D printer, but mine is not as good as Pat's. But I printed out this guy. He's a Bigfoot.
I'm about to say, it's got to be Bigfoot. Who else is?
There we go. This took 6 hours to print, but because my printer is very slow. But anyway, I'm trying to make a Bigfoot business card holder, so that's why his hands are out like that.
So, Mike G, I agree that there's lots of talk about the housing market collapsing. Not about the car market. I'm sorry, the car market. Who's buying these things? So I watched a video the other day. I think me and Tracy were talking about.
You can get the what's the Ford, the low end Ford pickup in the $20,000 range. That's what I would go for. Yeah, something like that is what I would go if I wanted a pickup truck. Mhm. We stopped making small pickup trucks like the S10 and the Ford Ranger and yeah, yeah. They're saying that they can only hear me again. So, unfortunately, we are talking about Ford Mavericks and different trucks, and hopefully the director of chaos comes back in
Hey
soon.
there.
Unfortunately, I'm
Can you
back.
can y'all hear him now? And can y'all hear Todd?
I can hear me.
I'm
Oh,
back.
okay, he can hear
Dadgummit.
himself. Beard definitely crashed.
Hmm.
Steve is blessed. Oh, move a hand, Todd. They want to see a hand move. All right. Did that work? Did you guys see it? Am I
Yeah,
talking to myself?
I don't know. I've
No,
got it over
nobody's
here.
answering me, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm still
Oh,
moving.
you guys are all going to make me suffer.
I'm moving again.
He's still with us. All right.
We can't hear lag still though. Yeah, it's but the price of new trucks is just absolutely insane, and it goes for all cars. You know, I would if I had to buy something, I would definitely buy a few years old. You can buy smart. There are cars out there. You know, if you need a car, you know, buy a 3 year old, 4 year old Camry. You know, buy a Corolla, buy a 3 or 4 year old Corolla, 60, 70,000 miles. It'll last you a long time. Change the freaking oil.
Just don't deliver groceries in it because it won't last you a long time if you do that.
Well, the Toyota will, the Kia won't.
I got 116,000 miles on the Kia, but something's going on with it because now I got to put oil in it every, say, 1,000 miles.
They don't build the
Down a
engine.
quart of oil.
Their
It's a
engines,
the other one, the old one did that too.
the rings or the engines aren't made.
Right. It doesn't burn oil. You don't see any smoke or anything. It's just it's gone.
Yeah, Bassanuda. I would definitely not. My truck's from the north, and you can see underneath it. But yeah, I need to work on that today. Maybe that's what I'll do after the show. Is I'll run. I need to pull the wheel off and see if the emergency brakes are what's sticking. The rear brakes are sticking. I've replaced the lines and the calipers and yeah, rotor. It's got new rotors, new pads, new calipers, new lines, and they're still sticking. I think it's the emergency brake.
I had an old Crown Vic once, Pat. I loved that car. It was a probably a 92 or 93 or something, but man, was that car nice to drive.
Yeah,
And then I had to scrap it because,
we had a Lincoln Continental, 2000 Continental for my grandparents. It just the seats were not very comfortable. It didn't set you. It rode wonderful, but the seats. I think it was like they were putting old people in gangster lean. I don't know what it was. They just never. You could never adjust them. That big bench seat could never be adjusted perfectly.
I've had a lot of cars in my day, but that was one that I remember because I really liked it.
What's a slider on the caliper? The calipers are new, so I think it's. I think emergency brake. I bet I'm gonna open it up, and the emergency brakes are probably the pad is probably separated. Is my guess. Because whenever when I engage the emergency brake in the truck, it's got tons of pads, like it barely goes anywhere, and it shut and it's never been adjusted. I've had the truck for the last 4 or 5 years, so I think there's something. I think it's the emergency brake. Can you drive the truck without emergency? If I take the emergency brake pads off,
Sure. No, because it's just a cable system, so you just release the cable, you can drive it.
but I'd have to pull the pads or
They're not separate pads for the emergency brake, I don't think.
the slide brings the pads back off.
Yeah,
But if you replace the caliper, don't you get new sliders or whatever?
probably. I don't know new vehicles.
Yeah, the rear are disc brakes. It's a 13.
My the last brakes I worked on were drum brakes, and that's it. And that's all I do.
Yeah, the
Little
the
spinny things to adjust them.
the emergency brake pads are separate. They're on the inside of the rotor.
I didn't know they had separate emergency pads.
They do. It's on the inside of the rotor.
Huh.
That's what I think's doing it. I really miss driving the truck because I replaced everything else, waiting for warmer weather.
Shouldn't be that hard to do. I mean,
I live in the South. So I like driving the big truck.
or so does everybody else. In the South, there's no in between. It's either a giant truck or a tiny little truck. There's no in betweens. And then in North Carolina, and I actually saw it when I was down there. I thought it was a myth, but it's not. The Carolina squat. I saw it. It exists,
They're idiots.
and it is ridiculous.
So when the little black boots, yeah, they were new with the Bassendale.
This guy was trying to pull a trailer with a truck that's way up high in the front end and way down low in the back
So
end. It's crazy.
because the truck came from the north, I replaced the rotors and the bracket that holds the rotor.
Pat, what time are you doing your Whatnot show? Because I was thinking about running one tonight too. I don't want to interfere with yours. So I'll do mine tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I agree. That's why I think it's the emergency brake, because there's no reason why the emergency brake should be so. I mean, it's got very little travel to the floor, and it sets. It shouldn't be that. You know, I mean, it's a truck that's got 175,000 miles, and the emergency brake hadn't been touched. It should travel farther than like it's brand new, or I think it's emergency brake. I'll let you know Friday.
Emergency brakes from a northern vehicle tend to have issues because, especially if you leave them on for any period of time, if you pull the handle or whatever. In states with like PA where you have to have it inspected, it has to work, but in Ohio, not so much.
What's the inspections? I live in the South.
right.
What the hell's that?
Well, there are. I would think North Carolina has car inspections, don't they?
They do. Alabama
Yeah.
does not.
Ohio does not. Yeah, and you should see some of the vehicles here. most people take good care of their vehicles, but there's those few. Some things that should not be on the road.
All right, it's close enough to my 10 o'clock. I can go eat breakfast now.
I'm still not calling for vehicle inspections in Ohio, though. It gets expensive.
That's just a tax, a heck of a tax. I don't like to fly.
It used to cost me $400 or $500 a year because I was driving cheaper vehicles, and to get them up to PA inspection standards. Ugh. Fuckola Airport? What the hell? Is that what that says? Fucola, maybe.
Yeah, I don't terribly enjoy flying, so that'd be a long flight from here. So that might be the only reason why I don't make it to Japan. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone, and entertaining our. Except for Todd. Todd's gone.
Yep, still there.
We'll see you Friday night. I'm not sure what time, and then we'll go sell some big girl stuff. It's gonna be awesome. Steve, he might make sure you're following Steve on Whatnot. He gets some good stuff cheap tonight.
I think it's going to be a clothing show if I do it tonight.
Pat D's as well. We'll have lots of stuff if you're looking for. Even if you just need personal stuff, Pat sells a lot of stuff that you can buy cheaper from him than the store.
And buy more at cheaper shipping that way. I mean, well, the same. It adds. He can add it into a box, and it's all shipped for the same price. And
all right, I have to check out Pat tonight. Everyone have a good Wednesday. It's time for breakfast.
Later.
Well, I'm even gonna remember to hit
sweet.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.